Hello students, this is Ron Denault and this is step 1 of chapter 14. Chapter 14 covers forms. Now I need to explain before we get started that this chapter is going to cover the creation and making of forms, not the processing of forms. The processing of forms requires something above what we do in this class. It's a PHP code, a JavaScript code, or ASP. Which requires a server-side technology and dynamic web design and that kind of thing. So, when a user fills in a form, we all realize it gets sent somewhere. So that's not going to happen in this chapter. We're just going to learn how to create forms. And when they get filled out, I'm going to have you guys send them to a thank you page that's not going to give the results of what the users filled out. Now, before I overcomplicate things, let me just get started and show you what I mean by using PHP. So when you unzip the Chapter 14 folder, you're going to see there are two folders in here. We're going to be using the Starbuzz one to create our form. But I just want to show you something here. Inside Contest, I have a server on my machine, so I can show you how this works. There is a form.html, which is currently empty, and contest.php that contains the PHP code that will process that form, which is something we're not going to be doing. But let me just show you how that works. So what I did is I opened up the form HTML and contest PHP. As you can see, it contains PHP code right here. Okay, the form itself is blank. Okay, if you'll notice the form.docx file that I included in the submitted files for this, there is a form.docx file. So copy what's in that file, and we're going to paste it into the body of this form.html page. So the form action is to go to contest.php, which I have here, and the method is post. In other words, we're posting the information that the user puts on here. Okay? All right, so now that it's created and it goes to contest.php, we're all set. So I'm going to go to contest.php here, and I am going to, now this leads to a picture that's on the Head First Labs site, which has been taken down, so this image is not going to work. So what I did is I went and found an image that says winner. In fact, I'll show it to you right here. Here's what the picture looks like. Here's the URL, so I'm going to Control-C to copy this URL. I'll now close this page. And I am going to highlight this and paste it on top of that link. It's kind of long, but it will work. It's a .jpg. Okay? And then let me look at some of this other code. So the first name is going to be printed here, and the last name, whatever the user types in the form, is going to be posted here. So let's see if this works. Okay, so I'm going to Control-S to save this, and make sure I Control-S to save this one. I'll minimize this now. Now here's the thing. In order for this to work, I have to have the contest folder on a server, and my computer has a server. If you guys want to try and download a server, it's going to take a while to do it, but if you happen to have it, you can test this. So I'm just going to test contest. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go to my server, which is Apache. Okay, I use Apache server, and it's on my C drive, and I use XAMPP right here. And my root folder is called htdocs. Okay, so now I'm going to paste the contest right here. So now the root folder is in my root folder of my Apache server. Now I'm going to make sure my Apache server is on. Here it is right here. My Apache server is running. So I'm all set there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a browser, and I am going to go to my local host, and then type contest/form.html and hit enter. Okay, here's the form. Okay, this is not the PHP page, this is the HTML page. So I'm going to type in my first name and then my last name. Okay, and then I'm going to submit the form, and you'll see that it's going to go to contest.php. Okay, here's that picture that I downloaded, and it says, thanks first name, last name for entering the Head First HTML Chapter 14 contest. If you win something, you'll be the first to know. All right, so That's how PHP works, but we're not going to be learning PHP in this class. That's Advanced Web Design or Web Design 2, and this is only Web Design 1. But I do want you to know how to create the form that's going to be sent to the server, okay? So this is going to end, and by the way, before I end this, you don't need to submit any of this, okay? You don't need to show proof that you did this part of it. Step 1 is just for learning process only, okay? This ends Step 1 of Chapter 14. Thanks for watching.